And a very good evening, everybody. This is Peter Gelder speaking, and welcome to tonight's race. So, if we can see, we are tonight at Slovakia Ring. So, with the SIMSPEED 90 touring cars. So let's just have a look and see how the map looks like. If someone can just let me know how's the sound quality, if you can hear me. As we say, we are at Slovakia Ring, and if you can see there on the track, we are doing the outer ring of this racetrack. So it seems like it's basically looking like an oval, but quite a tricky turn 1 and turn 3. So yeah, let's see if we can catch all the action. And yeah, while we are talking, the guys are busy with solo qualifying, and we will be just having a look and see who's on track. So see how the qualifying goes. This stage, Richard Reskes with a 1.102.7 is in pole position. JP Brown, Sean Olivier, all of them on a 1.02.7. So yeah, we saw also in practice top 20 guys are within 1 second. So we can look at see if there's a lot of action tonight. Yeah, while the guys are doing qualifying, see if we can see what is happening in the pits. Some car cameras here. Now here we can see John Visser in the Wix Origin sponsored Alpha. See if we can get some Tyler Scott on track tonight. He currently, Richard Reske is still in pole position. Let us see where's Richard's car. Yeah, and then you can see Richard's Alpha, quite colorful, bright Red Bull livery car. JP Brown there in second position at this stage. While I'm showing you the cars are actually in pit, but the guys are driving on track busy with solo qualifying. With the amount of cars on track, we deemed it necessary for the guys just to do a solo qualifying with no interference from other people. Yeah, in third place we have Sean Olivier. If we can find Sean Olivier's car. Sean there in the Mondeo Black Sheep Racing. Dani van Rooyen, I think is was Sean's teammate also in the sister Black Sheep Mondeo. Drian Griesel and Ernest Heather in 5th and 6th. Ernest Heather in the other Wix Origin Peugeot. And Drian Griesel, let's see if we can pick him up. Oh, Drian there in the RRS sponsored motorsport simulations Alpha. Richard still there in pole position with a 102.729, very close behind him, JP Brandt, 102.736. So tonight's proceedings will see a rolling start. So what we will do is we will start under the safety car conditions, and then when everyone is bunched up after turn 1, we will start the race. And just to prevent those nasty turn 1 incidents where everyone wants to try and make up lots of spaces and then cause an incident maybe. So we will start the race with a rolling start after turn 1, and yeah, the safety car conditions will then be yeah, we will apply that. So just to prevent a few incidents at the start. So Richard Reska still pole position, JP Brown second. Let's give some other guys some. Yeah, we can see Warren Dots, Nissan Primera. Remember the BP liveried from old South African touring cars. We have also the 6060 Checkers Honda lawnmower from John Ray Bekes. Now, John Ray Bekes' teammate is not racing tonight in the sister 6060 car. Let's have a look and see. Al Waters also in the Nissan Primera. Then Mike Ramsey's got, so there's 3 BP liveried Nissan Primeras on track tonight. Johnny Geldenhuys in the Peugeot. I think Johnny is currently in 11th position. And we've got Edward Kruger as well. I think Edward currently in, let's see if we can, in 24th position. Got JP Brandt now that went up to pole position 102.693. There's nothing in it. If I look at the first 10 guys, is only 0.3 of a second the difference. Have a look at Jacobus Passon. See where Jacobus is at this stage. Jacobus is currently in 14th position. I think qualifying is basically done. We're just waiting to finalize all the laps. See, there's still some guys doing the last lap. Got Bradley Taylor also in a Cars lookalike. Interesting livery. See Rian van der Westhuizen also in a Black Sheep Mondeo. And Aberuf Jacobs in a Ford Mondeo as well. And we've got Robert Stolz there in a Scania. Great, and then JP Brown, Richard Reske, Sean Olivier, Daniel van Rooyen, Bradley Taylor, Drian Griesel, Ernest Heder, Warren Dodd, Jamie Ray Nichols, and Willie van Wyk in the top 10. Let's just go over to the race. Will start within a minute or so. So as we said, we're going to have a rolling start and then start the race after turn 1. As you can see, the track tonight is Slovakia ring, so we are doing the outer ring of Slovakia, coming down the main straight. We've got a right-hander and speeding up towards a flat-out right-hander as well. Turn 2, all the way down to turn 3, not flat-out, probably gear a few gears backwards, and then right-hander and slight left-hander back onto the main straight. So interesting track, slipstreaming very much in play here. So yeah. And then we are basically ready to start the race. We've got JP Brandt there in first position, Richard Resker second, Sean Olivier third, Daniel van der Rooyen fourth, Jamie Ray Nichols fifth, Brian Griesel sixth, Dennis Heather, Johnny Geldenhuis popped up then eighth, Warren Dodd, and Jacobus Passon. Here we can see the cars lining up on the start line, waiting for green light. I'm going to put the safety car lights on. So we have this rolling start. So the guys will do the start 120 kilometers an hour, and then after the first corner we will start the race. Guys coming up to turn 1, doing about 120 kilometers an hour. Let's see if everyone is around the corner, then we will start the race. Let them get over the bridge there. So the lights go off and the sequence is starting. And we're off racing. You can see JP Brandt is there in the lead there with Sean Olivier on his left hand side, Richard Resker on the right hand side. Everyone going to that turn 3. So far everyone's safely around there. 3 wide through turn 3, Richard Resker. Just slightly ahead of Daniel van der Rooyen there. Seems like Daniel van der Rooyen did get out of the slipstream. Someone running wide a little bit there on the grass there. Sean Olivier leading with Richard Resker in second. Richard Resker going a little bit wide there on exit. See, JP Brandt also wants to see if he can get onto the inside. Daniel van Rooyen. Sean Olivier unfortunately got a little tap there. Daniel van Rooyen leading with Richard Resker. JP Brandt now in third. The guys likes to go try and get to 3-4 wide in the corner there. A little bit of wasn't really some space there. The owner's header now up there in 6th position. Let's just go and have a look and see. There's Richard Resker leading with Drian Griesel now in 2nd place. Sean Olivier in 3rd. Sweeping around Drian there, getting that 2nd position for Sean. See, Bradley Taylor also now got the Alpha up to speed, right behind who's behind Drian. And then we've got JP Brandt following close by with Ernest Heather, and then Jamie Ray Nichols just waiting for anything happening in front of him to pick up a position or two. See, there was a little bit of a tap there by one of the guys. Richard Resker went off. Sean Olivier currently leading with Trian and JP Brandt. Bradley Taylor a little bit of a gap. Ernest Heather trying to get past Bradley on the inside. A little bit later on the brakes. Going tighter on the inside line. Jamie Ray Nichols also looking for opportunity there on the outside of Bradley. Bradley did have a slight slide there into the corner. Have a look at Renzo Scott with John Ray Bekers and Johnny Gelden is also there. Let's quickly look at the top 10. Sean Olivier there, JP Brandt, Ernest Heather now in third. See Jamie Ray Nichols right behind Ernest Heather. Let us go on board with Jamie Ray Nichols. And Jamie in the Peugeot right behind Ernest Heather. A little bit of a tap there telling Ernest to hurry up. There's a car there in front, go and get him. Ernest right behind JP Brandt. Have a look at Aberhoef Jacobs. Richard Resker recovering from that tap going over the bridge. There was a little bit of a tap there, and Richard went off into the off track. You can see what's happening up front. Now we've got JP Brandt looking to get past Ernest Heather, and is also putting up the fastest lap of the race so far. Jean Olivier still leading with JP Brandt now in second. Ernest just falling in behind JP. Bradley Taylor and Jamie Ray Nichols. Daniel van Rooyen currently in 14th position, trying to recover from the first lap incident. And coming through the field. See Willie van Wyk following Richard Resker. And then Aberhoef Jacobs right behind John Visser. 8 laps of 15 laps done. Aberhoef on the inside of John Visser. John running a little bit wide. Aberhoef on the exit running wide, and John just did the cut back and got the position back. Have a look at Robert Scholes trying to get closer to Drian Griesel. Drian also did have a good start, but he's falling back a little bit. See Johnny Gelden is just in front of Drian, getting up to speed as well. Tyler Scott currently in 17th position. getting up to speed as well. Got Jandre Bekers there in the 60-60 with Dani van Rooyen, yeah, Rian van der Westhuizen, sorry, in the third Ford Mondeo. Going on the tighter line on the inside, getting the pass done. See Dani van Rooyen also getting closer to this battle in front of him. Al Walters and Warren Dodd having a dice. Warren staying a little bit wide. Al Walters got a little bit of a tighter line through there, right in the slipstream again. Getting out of the slipstream into turn 2, just holding the line. JP Brown just a little bit sideways there through turn 3. And I say they're also very wide on exit. And is now in second position with JP third, Bradley Taylor also having a good race on the inside out of the slipstream next to JP Brandt. Jamie Ray Nichols is keeping an eye on all of them in front. Nice side by side through turn 1. These two guys battling for third place, and I said they're opening up a little bit of a gap. Side by side, Bradley and JP Brandt. JP Brandt open, going into the right hand side, see if he can out of the slipstream get the pass done. Getting a little bit of a go faster there from Jamie Ray Nichols. Al Walters, Bradley just a little bit wide down exit, giving JP Brandt then the opportunity to go past. Johnny Geldnys and Drian Griesel, they swap positions. Johnny now right behind Drian, going up to turn 1. Jacobus Basson also popped up there in 6th position, staying out of trouble. JP Brandt just slightly ahead of Bradley Taylor, Jamie Ray Nichols just there. Looking backwards from JP Brandt's car to Jamie Ray Nichols' car. We've still got Sean Olivier. And this is Bradley Taylor with JP Brandt right next to him. Sean Olivier opening a little bit of a gap there by about 4 seconds to Ernest Heather. JP Brandt, Bradley Taylor and Jamie Ray Nichols fighting for their third and last podium position. Got Jacobus Basson there in 6th, Drian Griesel 7 with Johnny Geldnys close behind him. Robert Stott having a good outing there in 9th. Renzo Scott, very good race as well in the top 10. Then we have, let's see who's in the 11th place, Dani van Rooyen, getting ever so close after the recovery, after the incident on a recovery drive. Rian van der Westhuizen in 12th. Ernest Basson currently there in 18th, fighting with Al Walters and Willie van Wyk. So another 2 laps going. We are on lap 13 of 15. Chandra Beek is also now getting closer to Rian van der Westhuizen. Caden Scott currently in 24th, Robert in the Alpha then 23. See what's happening up front. The battle for third is still going on. Bradley Taylor, JP Brandt and Jamie Ray Nichols. Berners ever so slightly just opening up a little bit of a gap, because these three guys are keeping themselves so busy they forget about Ernest that's there in second place. Let's go see what's happening here behind. Johnny Gelner is now again ahead of Drian. Coming into turn 1. So the slipstream effect is working very nicely there on the back straight. That's probably where we get all the action. Dani van Rooyen now in 10th. Got past Renzo Scott. Good recovery drive. Drian. See if Drian is gonna get out of slipstream. Said no, not this time. Jamie Ray Nichols, JP Brandt and Bradley Taylor having a nice battle for that third place. Warren Dart also now very close to John Rebekes. See if they're going into, yeah, also Rian van der Westhuizen and John Visser is up front of them. John Rebekes doing the cutback on Warren there. Warren just falling behind John again. Now leader is on the final lap. Let's have a look at Sean Olivier. A very nicely driven Sean. Ernest Heather there in second. JP Brandt will take the third with Jamie Ray Nichols and Bradley Taylor closely behind. Jacobus Besson. Then Johnny Geldernes, Drian Griesel, Robert Stolz. Then 9th, Daniel. Good recovery. See who's 11th, Rian van der Westhuizen, Renzo Scott, Warren Dot, John Rebekes, Richard Reske also recovered to 15th, and then Tyler Scott 16th. So yeah, that's the first race done. Lots of action on track. So let us see what's going to happen for the second race. We will be right back. Great, and we are back to with the second race. So about a minute to go. Got Sean Olivier there in the... I just had to change the view. Then the Ford Mondeo in first place. Ernest Heather in second. Battle with Jamie Ray Nichols, JP Brandt in third. Jamie Ray Nichols fifth, and then Jacobus in sixth. Don't know where's Bradley Taylor. Or Bradley Taylor should be fifth. Johnny Gelnes then seven. Drian, Robert Stolz, Rian van der Westhuizen, and Dani van der Rooyen is actually in 10th. A little bit of a issue with our timing system, but yeah, let's go and see how the second race will go.
Virtual safety cars deployed.
So we will do a rolling start again. We'll speed up to 120 kilometers an hour, and then we will start the race as soon as the guys are on the back straight. You can see Sean Olivier and Ernest Heather. I think we are on board here with JP Brandt. As soon as everyone is lined up, the lights will go out, and then the restart sequence will start.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Going green.
Off we go. So Sean Olivier in first place. I see JP Brandt on his outside on the left side. Had a good start. The Ernest Heather now on the inside of Sean. Coming all into turn 3. Ernest Heather on a tighter line. Sean Olivier. JP Brandt now on Sean's right hand side. Lap 1 done, starting off lap 2. See Ernest Heather now in front, out of the slipstream. Sean Olivier unfortunately have a little bit of an incident there. Ernest Heather with Bradley Taylor right behind him. Coming over the bridge. Ernest, Bradley, JP Brandt, Jamie Ray Nichols. Dani van Rooyen also there in 7th position. Now 6. Got past Drian Griesel there. Dani getting out of the slipstream next to Jacobus Passon. Making up positions now in 5th. So Ernest leading, Bradley, JP, Jamie, and then Dani. Jacobus Passon closely behind Johnny. Guys looking for all the opportunities there. Bradley on inside, Ernest running a little bit wide. Giving each other a lot of room around the corner. Now Ernest back to 3rd. Bradley Taylor now in 1st. Side by side coming down the back straight towards turn 3. Ernest Heather in the middle, getting out of the slipstream. Right next to JP Brandt. JP on the inside, Ernest on the outside. Dani van Rooyen also just wants to get the nose in there. Bradley Taylor on the outside of Dani. Ernest getting the run on JP there. Let's see Dani now right behind JP Brandt. JP Brandt going defensive. Dani in the middle. Barney going around JP Brandt there now in first position. 3-second guys are side by side coming to turn 2. Bradley Taylor, Jamie Ray Nichols just having a little bit of a slide there. Great save there from JP. Giving Donnie, Ernest and Bradley a little bit of a gap there because of that incident. See what's happening at the back. Renzo Scott right next to Johnny Geldmes there. Now we've got Drian, Jacobus, Jamie, Johnny and Renzo with JP Brandt on a recovery drive there. And then we've got Tyler Scott now in 10th. So lots of action happening. We are already on lap 5. Johnny Helm is just sweeping it just around Tyler Scott there. No, Renzo Scott, sorry. Up front is Donnie, Ernest and Bradley Taylor. Katrian van der Westhuizen followed by Robert Stolz. Fighting for that 11th position. So the top 10 now for this at this stage. After 5 laps, we've got Tyler Scott, Johnny Geldmes, JP Brandt. We've got Renzo Scott, the youngster. And then up front we've got Rian Griesel with battling there with Jacobus Basson. Got Donnie in front. Got Donnie going defensive there, Ernest on his left hand side. Donnie going on the inside, see if Ernest can get a drive out of the corner. So we're on board with Ernest. You see Bradley Taylor just behind. Ernest going a little bit wide there. Still in the slipstream, Donnie going defensive. Donnie is going defensive on the inside. Ernest on his outside. And there's a little bit of a slide there. And the top 3 are battling for their podium positions. And then we've got Drian, Jamie Nichols and Jacobus Basson battling for that 4th place. Battles all over the place. Tyler Scott on the inside, JP Brandt on the recovery drive. On the outside, they're leaving each other lots of room, and JP just sweeps around Taylor, keeping that position. JP now in 7th. And Johnny Geldmes and Renzo Scott as well, fighting for that top 10 honors. Let's go and have a look and see what's happening at a little bit further back. So we've got Sean Olivier on a recovery drive after the incident, and then see if he can catch Johnny and Renzo. We've got another position change here for that 6th position. See Jacobus Basson losing out a little bit of track there. JP Brandt now up to 6. Sean Olivier also now got the fastest lap for the race so far, 1:02.9. That is qualifying times about that they are running. Ernest Heather now in 3rd. Donnie van Rooyen started at I think 10th position, up into 1st position. Bradley Taylor in 2nd. And Ernest. Then we've got Drian Griesel with Jamie Ray Nichols coming out of the slipstream. Coming up to turn 3. Jamie on the inside. If Drian can get some drive on the outside at the exit, going through the wider line, Jamie made that pass. JP Brandt also now very close. Got Jacobus. Sean Olivier now got past Renzo Scott. Now Sean Olivier is see if he can catch Johnny Geldenhuis. See what's happening at the back here. We've got Edward Kruger and Jonathan Visser. It's on the inside. Guys giving themselves a lot of room there. I think just behind them is Rian van der Westhuizen. Got Warren Dotje closely followed by Robert Rolwing Coots. Robert just running a little bit wide there. Oh, Jacobus had a little bit of an incident. JP Brandt, Sean Olivier now in 8th position. Got past Johnny and then see Renzo Scott right behind Johnny. Renzo now on the inside for the right-hander. Making the pass. Action all over the place. Idani, Bradley and Ernest top 3. Jamie Ray Nichols and Drian Griesel still battling for that 4th position. Then we've got Tyler Scott and Sean Olivier. Sean Olivier got past Taylor there. Tyler's right in the slipstream. Now Sean trying to see if he can get the position back. Tyler on the inside, see if Sean can get the cut back. Nice defending there. Richard Resker, not a good night for the young man. Unfortunately had a big incident in race 1, and to come back from far down the field is a lot of work, especially on this track where slipstream and everyone is so quick. Caden Scott also now getting up to speed, just behind his brother Renzo. Now let's see what's happening at the front. Dani van Rooyen still leads the race. Ernest Heather and Bradley Taylor still battling for that 2nd position. Ernest there on the inside, see if Bradley can get some drive out of entering the wider entry. So we're on board here with Ernest. See Bradley right behind Ernest there. Is he going to exit the slipstream now? Drian Griesel and Jamie Ray Nichols still battling. We've got Richard Resker now closely behind Rian van der Westhuizen. Let's have a look and see Francois van den Heever also having a better outing this time. We're now in 11th position. And we've got Tyler Scott, Renzo Scott and Caden Scott closely behind Johnny Geldenhuis there in 7th, Tyler in 8th, Renzo 9th, Caden in 10th position. Francois van Heever just behind him looking for opportunity. Ranger's Scott trying to get out of the slipstream. Caden Scott now. See if he can make a... Francois van der Heever just looking to find also an opportunity. Warren Dot a better outing this race. Now they're in 12th position with Willie van Wyk in 13th. We've got Jacobus Besson and John Visser. Jacobus also had an incident earlier in the race. We are on lap 14 of 15. Sean having about 2-second lead over Ernest and Bradley Taylor. Still battling, and now Jamie Ray Nichols also joined the party with Drian Grissel very closely behind. So Sean is also starting the last race. Tyler Scott, Renzo and Caden still in that 8th, 9th and 10th position with Francois and Warren Dodd now also getting closer to that battle. 1 lap to go. Quickly have a look at the back. We had a little bit of an incident there with Ernest Besson. John Visser and Jacobus Besson still battling. And we've got Robert and Al Walters also very close to each other. But yeah, Dani van Rooyen making a good opportunity at the start of the race to gain positions. They're in first place, well done. And Ernest Heather got to that 2nd position. Bradley Taylor just in front of Jamie Ray Nichols, Drian Grissel and JP Brandt. Johnny Gelnys. And then we've got Renzo Scott, Caden Scott and Warren Dodd in that 10th position. So yeah, battles all over the place. Just like now I can actually take a breather. A few incidents here and there, but we will have a look at that in our reviews. Also your top 10: Dani van Rooyen, Ernest Heather, Drian, JP Brandt, Jamie Ray Nichols was in there. Bradley Taylor had a good outing tonight. Great balls of fire. Oh, great. Thank you so much, everyone. I think it was a quite interesting race. Battles all over the place, and yes, we will have a look at all the incidents afterwards, and then see what next week will bring us. So next week we will be racing on Watkins Glen, and then also interesting track. So we will get all the action again for you for the next round. There's 6 rounds, so this was round 4, so there's still 2 rounds to go. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching and for the support.